Welcome to our Mahoutsukai no Yome review. I'm Justin,
What is up? I'm Logan.
and together we're Couch Talk. I can't do that as always, but welcome. So this is gonna be our full review of Mahoutsukai no Yome, since it just finished, and we finished it.
Woo!
If
We
you
did
want
it.
individual episode reviews, those are obviously up. You can go watch those. But this is for the entire season. We're gonna discuss it and kind of give our score at the end.
Right.
Yes. So Mahoutsukai no Yome,
A s- hmm. A story about a young girl.
named Chise.
I mean, it's pretty much a story about Chise and Elias and
Yeah, it's basically a girl who's at the point where she's just kind of done, so she sells herself off.
right.
Basically, she doesn't care about her life anymore. And then she gets bought by Elias, who's using her for her ability to like absorb magic.
Yeah, she is a special magic
And
person,
they
I guess
just
you'd say.
Elias, he's stuck in a place where he's trying to understand humans. She's in a place where she doesn't understand anything. And basically it goes to leading towards her becoming full human again, basically getting her emotions back and wanting to
Right.
live.
Right.
That's how it can be summed up. Anyway, the non-spoilery version, I think it's good. I recommend it. Do you
Oh,
think so too?
same.
Say
Yeah.
okay.
I'd be like,
Uh,
yeah, if you yeah.
all right. Anyway, now it's gonna be full spoilers for the rest on probably. Not probably. It's gonna be spoiled. So overall, characters, I feel like, are strong. Um,
I like the characters. There's a lot of characters, like a
yeah, like
vast.
the main ones, they got like Chise and Elias, obviously the main ones. They're
Right.
developed pretty well. Uh, there are some weak bits here and here throughout the show, but overall, they're pretty well done. Um, they meet up with plenty. They got like Angelica, who's one of their friends who definitely helps Chise a lot, builds her stuff to contain her magic.
They have
Um,
tons of side characters.
yes,
Also,
uh,
they have a lot of one-off characters.
true. I'm just gonna point out the famous. We got like Lendl, who's the Dragon Keeper, helps Chise make her a wand. Um, Nevin,
My
who's the
boy
best
Nevin.
character, the best
I
in the show
love
by
Nevin.
far. Every time he comes on, he says something perfect. Really, like he never says a line that isn't just perfect. Like if you're rating characters, he's number one, 10 out of 10. Okay, nobody else in the show, 10 out of 10. Just Nevin.
Sure. Just
That's my point
Nevin's
of view.
wisdom.
He's
It'll
just
be like a
so
talk show.
he dies, but he's not dead. He's still there in her soul.
Conscience, soul, something. She's somewhere.
She's talking to him while he's dead, so he's somewhere, okay? um, Simon, the character who never gets thanked, the man who
I
helps,
knew you were gonna
but he
say
doesn't
this.
need to be thanked because he's a generous guy who's with the church, which kind of never gets explained at all in the show, actually.
That is true. Yeah.
A
They
lot of
they
things
brought
in
it
the
up.
show actually don't get explained. They just bring them up. They're like, oh, here's a church. They look over Elias. That's it.
Right.
Are they powerful? Are they not powerful?
Yeah, it's
Where
like
are they
why?
compared to the Sorcerer's Guild? That's also not really explained at all.
Or it's kind of yeah, or kind of like when the fairy queen's little guy was talking bad about Elias, and like it kind of never came up again.
That's true. There's a lot they bring up that you feel like would be important, but then they just kind of glaze over it. That actually happens decently throughout the show.
It does. It's kind
Uh,
of. You want to just move on into story since that's kind of where this is taking us.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, the main story. How do I want to phrase this? The main plot of Chise and Elias like learning through like feelings. That was fine. I liked the first half more than the second half. I don't know. I liked when they were more like the one all like episodic like
Yeah, I see what you're
here's
saying.
a problem.
Because definitely the second half they kind of went away from that to focus on Joseph,
Right. They tried
who
to like make a
another
arc.
big character. Yeah, they tried to. Who honestly I felt like Joseph was kind of a weaker character. Um,
Well, they just built him up to be like
Again,
super
I explained in the
evil.
final episode why I didn't like the conclusion of him either. But
Right. They built him up to be
uh,
super evil, and then they just kind of resolved it like that by hugging him.
I never felt like yeah we got his past and stuff, but it didn't really help flush out his character a whole lot. Like it flushed him out, but like I don't know, they either just went too long with him or they didn't go deep enough with him. Uh, they kind of went in between that.
Right. I I feel like it started off super strong, and then it kind of went down a bit. I
Yeah,
mean, I
it's
still
when they started trying to focus away from Chisei and Elias. Like
right.
they tried bringing in these other characters to try to like make them more continuous, like Alice and Red and Fred. But we never
Right.
like
Also,
they were
they
trying to make
brought
them
in
like
like
feel like
they brought in the witches, which kind of serve literally no purpose. I feel.
that is true. Basically, all they did was to set up Elias to sacrifice Stella,
Right.
and that was it. The rest of it, completely point. Like they brought her back, and she's like, "Oh, I need to, kind of like redeem myself." Whatever that main witch's name was, I can't remember. But she's like, "Oh, I'll transform into this bull for you to ride on me." Ruth's right next to her, keeping up. She could have literally rode on Ruth, making her kind of a pointless.
Or she could have used, that scarf or whatever she has that turns her into any animal that's
True, she said
necessary.
could have used it. Yeah. Um, oh, yeah. Ash and I, gave her that scarf or whatever. Kind of, it's not like his episodes were a little bit weaker. I feel
Yeah,
like
his main purpose was to just
toy with
yeah,
people.
mess with people, and he just wanted to have entertainment, but like it came across as kind of annoying. It was like, go away, dude. Like you're just being an ass.
Yeah, because when it was like Chisei in the first half was like, she came across Sire and the old man. Um, Obviously, those episodes were stronger because we got more emotions coming out of them. And I felt like those actually did more for Chisei as a character than the
Right.
second half
I
emotionally. Like
think
the second half was just her, I think, forming that bond with Elias.
yeah, I think the first half stories were, even though they were one episode, were more concise and better than like Joseph's story through like 5 episodes. Like the one with the
Yeah,
cats and the cat killer.
yeah,
Like
like,
that was super concise, got
and
to the point.
yeah, it had Joseph in it, but exactly they didn't have to. They did what they needed to do with Joseph. I felt like at that point, but then they were
Right,
like, well, now we got to take Joseph's story somewhere, and it
right.
just kind of seemed like imbalanced.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
But animation and music was
Animation
on
and
point.
music are this anime's best two qualities. The animation's probably its best quality, with some scenes just being mind blowing. And I mean, usually if you have good animation, I feel like music comes with it.
I feel like music just comes with anime territory at some point.
Yeah,
Like it's
music's just
almost
good.
you don't like notice it unless it's like spectacular. You never really notice if it's bad. I feel like it's hard to come across one with bad music, but
Right.
it's
But
also hard to come across ones with exceptional music.
this show's animation was top tier. Like, for example, the Phoenix scene where she turned
Yeah, that
into a
one.
phoenix, that was
Um,
amazing.
the other one with the Dragon Lake,
Right. Or when,
that had
like,
the singing and the music and the animation combined, and that was awesome.
right. Or when she's flying with, like, Nevin. There are a lot of, like, super well animated scenes that stood out.
Other weak points though were like they did those weird cliffhangers in the first half occasionally.
Oh,
They didn't
yeah.
really do those in the second half as much. Uh, the first half they definitely were like forcing cliffhangers.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I can see that. Just yeah, they tried to make
You
it
were the
look.
one that brought it up.
I
You
know,
were
like they tried to make it look worse than it is when you were given, like the
the
dragon
one where she got grabbed.
kidnapping.
Yeah,
It's like, oh shit, he has to go fight off a dragon. Well, oh, it turns out the person who kidnapped her is one of Elias's friends and his
yeah,
mentor. So
yeah. Good guy Lindell. That was like another thing we haven't got. Like, I'm guessing there might be more. Obviously, I think the source material is still going because like honestly, we didn't get much of Elias's backstory at all. All we got was Lindell talking to Chisei about what he knew of Elias, but we
right,
still don't know exactly what Elias is, where he came from.
right.
Like,
We
I
just
guess
know
he
that
doesn't,
he was
but
created, or
maybe.
well, some people called
Like,
him
it
like
seems
a
like Oberon and Titania seem like they know a lot,
right.
and Elias doesn't quite know a lot, as we learned from when he's with Lindell in the past, that he doesn't really know. But I mean, like, we could have got their point of view, I guess, but
Maybe they,
Titania and Oberon were also the other characters that had like major roles, but also didn't feel like they got developed.
yeah, they just yeah. Maybe there will be a season 2 and just a 12 episode season.
Yeah, because somebody said I think the next arc was like Chisei going to the sorcery school.
Interesting. I don't see this being a long anime though.
Yeah, I don't
I
see
feel
that.
like the longer it
I
went
think it
on,
concluded. Yeah, the longer it went on, yeah,
the
it
less
definitely concluded
quality.
fine, where you could leave off with them actually becoming like kind of married.
Married. They made promises toward each other.
Exactly. But yeah. Is there
I
anything
think
else
that's
we need
it.
to
That
point out?
hits
Yeah.
the main points, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely.
We can score it. You want to score it?
Yeah, you want to score it. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 7. Like overall, we already discussed this earlier. Actually, what we're gonna give it, which is the first time we've ever done that. But because the first half was strong, definitely episodic was a little better than when you tried getting to Joseph's story. I did not like how they concluded Joseph's story. You can get the reasoning into that from our season finale review. Uh, I guess I can explain it in one sentence. Hugs. Uh, hugs fix all. But
Hugs.
the animation, characters, music were all pretty good. There were only a couple weak characters overall. Um, yeah, it wasn't like a super. I felt like if it would have stopped at the first half, like I could have gave it like an 8, 8.5.
That's what I was
But
gonna
yeah,
say.
like definitely saying like the longer it went on, the little there were some weak points going on, some strong points, but definitely a little more weaknesses started coming through.
Right. I have to agree with the 7. Mostly what you hit. First half was like 8. Second half was like 6, 6.5. It just it felt like it lost its, no pun intended, its magic from the second half. Like
That
the
was full pun intended. Don't lie. Don't lie to me.
like the first half was always like, okay, our quick little story. This is how Chisei's gonna like learn from it and help resolve it. Like it's like interesting how she's building as a character while actually solving
Yeah.
other
And I
people's.
think that's why I like Nevin so much, because he built her while like pushing her forward to learn and stuff.
Right. The second half just felt like Joseph is now the boss arc. We're gonna deal with him, and then I don't know. The way they solved the conflict just felt like when you have a character that like a bad character that's like throughout the show, like bits and like the first half he was there with the cats and like the chimeras, and then over here the dragon, and then when you resolve it pretty quickly and just not, I don't know. I don't like when characters forgive so easily. I know that sounds messed up, but like when Joseph is like so evil, he like kills people, he manipulates people, he turns people into chimeras, he like does all this nasty stuff, and then you're just like, I forgive you. uh, I, okay.
Hey, Joseph was happy to be forgiven.
True, yeah, I'd be happy
I
too
guess
if I messed up a shit ton and someone was just like,
for 2,000 years, just all it
right,
takes is one hug to write 2,000 years.
right. But yeah, it definitely started. It had a strong. It sprinted at the start and then kind of stumbled at the end. That's how it felt. Like 7.
I think that does it for our season review.
Woo! Now give us a final magical spiel.
Spiel. As always, be sure to hit the like button. It's pretty magical. It makes us feel good. Subscribe. That also makes us feel good. It's magical.
Oh, okay. I regret my sentence.
Comment down below. Let us know what you thought about not the episode, but the season as a whole. You didn't like, what you would score it. Anything you want. So follow us over at twitch.tv. Links are in the description below. And until next time, peace out.
See ya.